Welcome to Bike World. Welcome to the launch of Bridgestone's new T33 sports touring tyre.
So the T33 goes from the T32, which is pretty obvious. Sports touring tyre from Bridgestone, which they claim has got improved longevity by just under 50%. Improved wet weather grip. Apparently how you steer into the corner, was it 10% easier than the T32 sports touring tyre? Available in the UK and around Europe already, but we're out here in absolute beautiful Croatia to get a feel, get accustomed to the new tyre. I've got the T32s on my own RT back in the UK, which I use for like airport runs and a little bit of touring, so it'll be interesting to see what this feels like. And interestingly, it'll range on all sports tourers. So before there was a T32 GT, I think it was, or G, which was for heavier bikes, but now it's the same tyre for no matter if you're on something light like a CBR 650 or if you're on a big RT. So let's go enjoy Croatia. We've got a huge amount of bikes to choose from. I've gone for the new Hornet SP, which you wouldn't really regard as a sports tourer, but people do some big miles on this, and if you want miles out of a tyre that's got sporty potential, then why not a sports touring tyre? I've turned the traction off because, strangely enough, I want to see what the tyre's like. Check that out for a beautiful part of the world. That is beautiful. And the mountains, the water. We're in Croatia. It's kind of like across from south of Bologna, and you go kind of across, and it is absolutely stunning. So we did this, what, a couple of 100 kilometers yesterday from the airport to where we're riding today. That was on the big RT I was mainly on then, because the same T33 tyre will do all bikes. You don't need a specialist tyre for a heavier bike like you had to before. So the T32, you had a standard tyre and then a tyre designed for heavier bikes like the RT. Now it's just one tyre does all. So now we go on 1300 GS, which I've ridden the new GS a few times before, did the launch, etc. But I don't know if I've done it on sports touring tyres. Normally they're kind of off-road bias tyres, but now I'm on dedicated 100% never go off-road road tyres. So that'll be interesting to see how it steers, how it handles. Oh, GS's are good. Lovely, absolutely beautiful.
Now, before you get carried away with ultimate excitement, we're going to talk tyres. The most important thing and aspect of your motorcycle. To keep you safe, to keep you on the road, on the track, you've got two small contact patches to keep you safe. Now, before you spend money on a iridium visor, before you spend money on an end can that's going to annoy your neighbours, or blue braided brake lines, think about your tyres. They're absolutely crucial. Me and Chris and Al see this so many times, that somebody's got a beautiful bike but their tyres are shredded, their tyres are shot to pieces, or they're the wrong pressures, or they've got the wrong tyres on the wrong bike. Sports touring tyres have taken a big step in the last 10 to 15 years. I remember when sports touring tyres meant you had great longevity, but completely no grip. But now they're almost as good as like sports tyres we had quite a few years ago. So take the T33s from Bridgestone for example. Front tyre is a single compound with a new carcass and new tread pattern. But the rear has got 3 compound and the compound in the middle is completely new. And this is on a sports touring tyre. So the T32 was a sports touring tyre that I've got actually on my own bike that I really like. It's been good in the wet, it's got good mileage, it still looks round even though I've done about 4,000 to 5,000 miles, and it gives a decent amount of feel on my old RT. But what Bridgestone are claiming is 47-48% better longevity. So that's nearly 50% more miles, more wear than the previous tyre that was really good to start with. So then you think, well, if you've improved the longevity, then some things had to go the other way, because the best and grippiest tyres in the world are race tyres and they don't have any longevity, and tyres that last forever don't have any grip. So where's the balance? How does it work? And that's why Bridgestone have invited us here to Croatia to test the new T33. And what an absolute stunning place. Now Bridgestone claimed that longevity is improved by 46, 47, 8%. And we can't do 10,000 miles and live in Croatia for a few months because I'd be divorced. But they have done 10,000 miles on this set of tyres here on the left hand side, which are hardly squared off, still perfectly legal, and 20 or 30 years ago I'd have probably paid for those as a part 1 tyre. But what we have done today is fit the tyres to a range of bikes from lightweight CBR 650Rs to the new Hornet to the Z900 and into heavier bikes like the GS. So before with the T32 you had 2 tyres. There was one that was specially designed for big heavy bikes like the GS or the RT, and then one for, let's say, normal bikes. But with the 33 they're all the same. It's the same carcass, it's the same tyre. I started off on the Hornet today just because I think it's just a cracking bike. I love it, it's good fun, it's a joy to thrash, and you can turn the traction off really easy. Because I'm not here to test the electronics, I'm here to test what the bike feels like, how much grip I've got and what it's giving me back. Bridgestone claim that the tyres allow you to steer into the corner a little easier. That's down to the tread pattern and the carcass. And the Hornet felt great. It's such a fun bike to ride. And it didn't feel like I was on sports touring tyres. It didn't feel like I had to pull back or limit my riding in any way. Grip felt great, turn-in felt great, the feedback felt great. And then when we jumped on the GS, that was a real surprise, because I've only ridden the GS on kind of 70% road tyres, rest off-road, or 50-50 tyres. I've never actually ridden it on sports touring tyres with the mag wheels. It felt so alive. It felt like a comical big supermoto. It was so much fun. And again, the feedback was excellent. The grip was good straight off. In all fairness, we have had perfect conditions. The temperature's been really high. The road's been really grippy. The surfaces have been really excellent. So to really test these tyres, we need to put them in a different scenario and test them back in the UK and put some more miles on them. Bridgestone claim that they've improved wet weather performance, and the only way this bike's going to get wet is if I've not put it in first gear and it rolls back into that swimming pool. What we need to do at Bike World is get the previous tyres, the T32 or maybe the competition, and maybe do a shootout group test, maybe fit them to some of the project bikes that Chris has got and test the longevity. I'd love to do some kind of fun, comical endurance race and just use the same T33s for the entire race to see if they can do 10,000 miles of hard abuse from me and Chris. But as initial impressions go, it doesn't appear that Bridgestone have cut any corners when it comes to grip and feel to get that longevity. If Bridgestone's claim of that huge longevity is to stand by, and that works when we test it, when we're back in the UK and we put some serious miles on, then that's a big thumbs up for Bridgestone. We need to thank Bridgestone for inviting us here. And Croatia, wow, we need to come back to Croatia and we need to do some testing here, because the roads are phenomenal, absolutely amazing. The scenery is stunning and everybody seems to be motorbike friendly. So the next time you see us at Bike World, we'll hopefully be doing some kind of longevity tyre test here in Croatia. But thanks for watching. If you've got any technical questions, you want to know something about sizes or anything below, fire away. Me, Chris or Al will get back to you. Click that subscribe and I will see you on the next one. And no, this is not my apartment.